Minister.
And
welcome to an episode of Hard Lessons with Demel Hannah. I'm your host, Demel Hannah. Today, I wish to talk to you about politics amongst gang leaders. You know, the majority of all these gangs, organizations, fractions, cliques, what have you, was either created, the origins of them was created to be, protective guardians of the community. But, due to, the lack of funding, because you got to fund the organization, and sometimes you got to do, commit criminal acts to fund the organization. So due to the, drugs being, brought into the communities, flooding into the communities, and an influx of a whole lot of other things, the direction of those gangs, organizations, cliques, fractions, what have you, it was deterred. It was detoured, whatever. It deterred. It veered off of, the lane of objectivity that it was on. It didn't have any more. It didn't have a target it was trying to hit. It just, it's just like when you start something at the beginning of the training season, whether it be the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, you have a goal, you have an objective. And I think if you ask any of these, organizations, what is the objective? What is the goal? Probably all of them and say they don't know. They don't know what the hell the goal is. You know what I mean? Now, if you are with a group of people and y'all are moving, y'all would think, togetherness, and synchronization, but y'all don't have no goal, then where are y'all going? Where are y'all going? But the origins of these organizations, fractions, gangs, what have you, they all started with a goal. They all was created, produced for a purpose. Whether that was to combat another gang, you know what I mean? Because I think the Bloods, in my history of, chronicling, gangs in America, I believe the Bloods, and a whole lot of other gangs, but I believe the Bloods was created to combat the Crips, period.
You lucky on that day I was acting cool, cuz. I told you I ain't got time for that, but nigga, today I got time, cuz.
You know what I'm saying? I think they was created to combat the Crips, and a lot of organizations where I come from, Chicago, they was created to combat this, or they aligned themselves to try to, be looked upon as a superpower, like a lot of these organizations that are homegrown in Chicago. So these gang leaders, they know each other, like they grew up together. A lot of them was best friends. They just decided to create their own shit. You know what I mean? So you don't know that. You think because you hate your rivals, you think your leader hate them too. He doesn't. I promise you, he doesn't. He's doing business with the leader. They're doing business together. They are making $1 million deals behind closed doors. It's just like racism, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, Bill Gates ain't got no time to be racist. I know we think Trump is racist. Trump just a dictator. He's just a narcissist. He don't hate. I don't think he hate. I don't think he vehemently hate, black and brown people. He's just someone that is trying. He want to be a hero amongst his people, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. He want to be a hero amongst his people, whoever he view as his people, right? So a lot of these gangs, man, these guys know each other. Like the gang leaders, they know each other. They politic. You know, for instance, if an associate member, a documented member, stabs the police while inside, but he didn't get caught, but they have put the institution on lockdown, and they have snatched out the gang leaders, and they have told the gang leaders that they're going to send all their ass the hell up out of whatever institution they're in, and they're going to some type of security housing unit or administrative detention or some supermax institution somewhere. They're going to get the hell up out of there unless they tell us who did it. So every gang gonna know who did what. Every leader is supposed to know who did what. So if your guy has committed an act that is putting the organization, the function of it, in jeopardy, you got to make a leader decision. You either going to sacrifice whatever you got going on in that prison because someone, the organization that in its entirety, in its whole, they are expecting you to keep things functioning in that institution. That's why you was positioned, or that's why you was put in a position of authority, because they view, the way you delegate things and the way you handle things, the way you resolve things. So you got to make a decision. You got to say, look, he's a fine soldier, but did you permit him to do that? Was it a hit? If he just did that on his own volition, then, if I'm in leadership position and he has did that on his own volition, like we're not at war with the police. Sometimes gangs are at war with the police. That's why y'all hear about a lot of correction officers or wardens or whoever, administrative personnel getting stabbed, because sometimes, the gang might say, man, we at war with them. They beat our brother up in segregation. But if he hasn't been given authorization to go commit such an act, then you got to extract him, man, from the ranks, man. You got to pull him up out of there, man. And gang leaders understand that, because if you have an economic base in this institution that is, keeping the organization functioning, then you can't be like, oh no, I ain't giving none of my brothers up. When y'all making 30, 40,000 in that institution, you know what I'm saying? Or that institution is just a stronghold for that particular organization, fraction, what have you, because you're not gonna be an empire in every institution. You know what I'm saying? Like this institution, you might be a minority. Y'all might not be that deep in that institution. There might not be a lot of members of that particular gang, fraction, what have you, in that institution. So y'all already in the minority. So what? You go bust, you're gonna take a chance in depleting those ranks even more because of something one individual did? Your organization, if you make that decision, your organization, they might kill your ass. Wherever you land, they might murder your ass, man. Because if they come up in that institution and they sweep 30 guys and leave 10 there, and those 10 get jumped on due to a riot happening, whatever, and 2, 3 of them get killed, they're gonna know who was last in position or in authority in that institution. And if your name comes up, your ass is grass, man. So there's always politics amongst gang leaders in prison. Always. You know what I mean? Like, this gang can't be getting in all the drugs. Y'all better share. Y'all gonna have to share, I promise you. I promise you. Y'all gonna have to let us in some type of way, man. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna have to let us in some type of way, man. who y'all mule is, who help, not the out like an outside visitor, but if y'all got an officer, that is because gangs are jealous. It's a competitive, it's all a competition. So if y'all got all the drug money, you think we just go idly watch y'all get all the money? Hell no. I ain't go tell on y'all, but somebody might tell on y'all. Somebody might start a fight with y'all. Something is going to happen. So gang leaders understand that. To keep the BS down and to keep everybody happy, they know they got to share. They ain't going to give you a lion's share of what they have got in, but they got to share. You know what I mean? They got to share, man. You got to share your connects. You going to have to share some stuff in prison, man, with other leaders. That's just a fact. A lot of y'all that never reached that level, you know what I'm saying, of being privy to those conversations where leaders is really in communication with each other that y'all think hate each other. You would never know about that part of the game. But it is a part of the game, I promise you. Politics amongst gang leaders are very prevalent, and they're very necessary. They're very necessary because you always got hotheads, man. You always got drug addicts, man. You go have your occasional homosexuals that come out of the organizations. Look, everybody that's a homosexual in prison isn't a neutron. You know what I mean? There's going to be homosexuals in every organization, man. They're either going to be kicked out or they're going to remain secret in the shadows. But, there must be a line of communication amongst the leaders in every organization, man, in order to keep the death toll down. You know what I mean? Seriously. This ain't no joke, man. So, there's going to be, politics amongst the gang leaders. You know what I mean? So, if you are a soldier, you're a pawn. You can be sacrificed. You know what I mean? You're a pawn. If you are just a soldier, you can be sacrificed, man. And if you go stab somebody and you kill them, they'll get your ass up, man. Your ass would be sitting on death row thinking you did something tough for the organization when the same organization that you thought you was putting on for turned your ass in to the warden. You know what I mean? And now your ass is on death row forever. This ain't no joke, man. Man, look, man, it's the body of the organization, which is the membership. They are just sacrificial pawn pieces on the chessboard, man. They are just sacrificial pieces on the chessboard. That's the reality of this gang life that we, tend to matriculate in. That's the reality, man. You want to be a gang member, your ass is going to be used and abused and sacrificed and then discarded. You know what I mean? That's how it goes. That's how it goes, man. I don't care what organization you in. Somebody is going to use and abuse your ass. So politics amongst gang leaders, it exists. It is very prevalent. Don't be naive. Don't act like the gang leaders hate each other as much as the membership does, because they don't. They don't. They probably got the same damn cocaine connect. You know what I'm saying? Same weed connect, man. You know what I mean? They got to keep the organization going, man. They understand that you guys don't understand. They understand that you guys, meaning that, the body, don't understand. So, wake up, man. Seriously. And the gods of herbs or wicked or black Hebrew Israelite Jehovah, no. You got Christianity or Islam